What's up, everybody? Favorite vlogger. It is the Monday after Sunday edition. Apparently, you guys liked the last previous video about learning the Danish language, and I don't know what happened, but overnight my inbox just exploded. So I got tons of messages on my Google Plus, tons of messages on my Facebook stuff, which I'm still filtering through and reading some now. So what I figured to do today is, a lot of you now have been asking about cultural questions. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and field that very quickly. I'm just going to go ahead and dive right into some things that are somewhat current as of right now. A lot of the questions are, does Denmark celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that stuff? I think I already previously covered this, but I don't mind really going back for some of you that may be new to the group, because I also noticed I got a handful of subscribers that I have no clue where they came from, but thank you. Just right off the top of my dome, Thanksgiving is, I believe it's an American holiday. They don't celebrate it over here in Denmark. So there are a few holidays that are not celebrated. Thanksgiving, Halloween, let's see, like President's Day, Veterans Day. There are a few others that are not celebrated because they're mainly secluded only over to USA. So the Danish culture knows about it. There are some individuals that know, St. Patrick's Day and all the rest of stuff. That stuff is obvious, but they just don't celebrate it over here. So already, like Thanksgiving, which I think is Thursday if I ain't mistaken, I won't be celebrating it. Unfortunately, I will be going to school and possibly going to work and doing other normal things because it's a normal Danish day. But it doesn't stop me from celebrating it, and that goes about for all the Danish people. They know about Christmas and Thanksgiving and was Easter and all the rest of the stuff and New Year's Day. The big holidays, they know about these and they celebrate it. But the little ones, they know about them too. They're just not known as a popular Danish holiday. So there's a little small culture gap there. But I say a good proportion of the Danish community knows about some of these American holidays, and they do their best to try to celebrate them when they can and if possible. The next one was, I think there was something about Christmas. The most I can tell you about Christmas is that over here, we celebrate Christmas on the 25th. When I say we, I'm talking the American side. I think we celebrated the 25th. Over here, I think it's celebrated like the 24th, something like that, at midnight. And what this really ties into, what I'm getting at, is it's all about traditions. My wife and her family, it's traditional that they always spend Christmas night or Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, whichever one you want to call it, with their family. Unfortunately, I'm not saying anything negative against my family. We celebrated family-wise, but it was never any tradition about dancing around the tree and all the rest of the stuff. And for me, the first couple of years, it was bizarre. I will admit, it was weird. And first time I thought it was super corny. But as I grew on and I started learning a lot of these Danish traditions, it doesn't really hurt. So if you're American, you're over here and your family, says, hey, let's dance around the tree and sing songs and hold candles and stuff like that, give it a try. It might seem weird and all the rest of the stuff, but it's not nothing to knock. Believe me, it's pretty interesting, and especially with me being a dad and the first year with my daughter, I think she enjoys it. So hopefully this year she's a little bit older and she will start to somewhat understand what's going on, but, kids these days. And I think the last thing I wanted to get to was, and this is the main question I've been getting a lot, education, which I will probably have to break up into like pieces and chunks. Education, I guess, if you want to know versus states versus Denmark, we get scholarships. We, again, being the United States, if you are very good at a certain EMNA, certain group, a certain subject like math or course, or you're very good at writing, speech, and stuff like that, you can end up getting a scholarship based on if you go out to certain places, or the school has set up a fund for said subject that you are trying to achieve. I had a scholarship for for chorus, and I think like my first 3 or 4 years in college, I lived off just sniping. So you get a certain amount of money, and you're supposed to live off that. Now, over here in Denmark, for those of you that don't know, it's the other way around. If you want to pursue an education, the government will say, okay, if you are serious about doing this, we will give you a snippet of money, and you are expected to live off this and do your best. Unlike the other way around in the States, where it's like, I'm going to take this education. Unfortunately, I had to fork out some money to take it. That to me was a little bit hectic. There were times when I could only take max like 3 classes, and I wanted to take like 5 so I can hurry me get my education, get my degree. Over here, it's totally different. If you want to take the education, like right now, I'm in a grundforløb. I don't really know what that is. If you're Danish, please translate what a grundforløb is below. I'm not 100% sure. I'm in a grundforløb, and I just basically did my internship. And once I finish this internship within a grundforløb, then I can go out into virksomheden, which is real life, and get a company to hire me for a internship, which is called a læreplads. So amongst this læreplads, I get paid regardless. And plus on top of that, the government funds me still while I'm going to school. So I don't have to pay anything. And that to me is a super great advantage. And there are parts of me that don't understand why this idea has not migrated over to the States, because it's fabulous, actually. But then again, everything is subjected to their own culture. So, and it goes again with education, health, and everything like that. And for those of you that are asking about health, that's another huge topic that it's going to take chunks and pieces to explain. So I just want to touch base with those 3 individual things really fast. A lot of you have been asking me questions on the computer. Like during school today, I was literally on my phone and someone in between paying attention to everything. So I'm answering the best that I can. For those of you that don't really get a chance to see this, please, the others, tell your friends and tell them to just go to the Facebook page, like the Facebook page. The link for that is below. Like it, and you can find all the information. I'm not always serious, believe me. It's not always a serious situation. I do have a fun side. I post up jokes, Danish things that I've heard and whatnot. So just go check that out. You're not subjected to interact, but it's totally up to you. A lot of you guys have been asking me to post stuff like this. Here you go. And also before I forget, before I sign out, to the one individual, yes, I record these on my phone. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about the shake and fix thing, but I'm going to try to straighten that out on the computer when it uploads. If that's better for you, there you go. If it's not, I'm sorry. You can go find somebody else. On that case, guys, I got to get back to what I was doing with my report. I'll talk to you guys later. Favorite Vlogger, please send in your questions on Google+, on the Facebook page, on here. Have a great day. Bye.